Because we about to talk about godly men keeping their word. And I want y'all to see how that equates to a godly man. You understand what I'm saying? And men who don't keep their word, how that does not equate. And when I say don't keep their word, that means like consistent. You know what I mean? That means consistent. If y'all feel me. But anyway, godly woman, you better keep your word too. That's a fact. I don't care how emotional you are. You need to keep your word too. Right? I'll give you more grace. I ain't even gonna lie. I'll give a woman more grace when it come to her word, unless it got to do with something serious, because y'all emotions and all of that. So I'm gonna let you slide a little bit more. Then I'm gonna let a man slide. He ain't got no excuse. If it's consistent, not even a woman. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, even if it's a woman, if it's consistent and it's a woman, she ain't getting. She can't slide. She can't slide. Ain't no slide. But she gonna get grace because she a woman, because of the emotional side, right? And I know people might say emotions. Everybody got emotions. I know everybody got emotions, but it's different. I understand how God created women. I understand how God created men. Like, I really understand it. Like, I study the mind of women and men, so I know the big difference between us, right? But all right, y'all gotta keep liking this up, man, because I don't really want to get heavy into it until more people get in here, because I really want women to hear this. I really want women to hear this. I was upset when my friend called me yesterday because I wanted to protect her so bad, and I was getting upset because, like, the way that it's like she want the man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I told her yesterday, I was like, yo, this is the difference between the man that you want and the man that you need. I'm like, this is the difference between the man that you want and the man that you need. You know what I'm saying? And ladies, y'all don't get no slack either, because everything I'm saying go towards y'all too. Right? But I just think it's more heavier on the woman's side with this situation. So y'all know y'all need to do the same thing. All right, so yesterday, I'm going to talk about it now. So yesterday, my friend called me, and she telling me about this guy, right? And she asking me questions about him. I ain't even know about this dude. So I'm like, yo, why you ain't say nothing to me in the beginning about him, right? Like, I could help you analyze the mess out this dude, right? And she like, I don't know. I think women be afraid to say certain things to me about guys because, like, my close friends as girls sometimes, because they know how I'm going to be. They know the first thing I'm going to say, like, is he got God? Does he got God? And then I'm going to be asking mad questions like, you know what I'm saying? Like, does that man keep his word? And certain times, like, I'm going to ask more than does he have a relationship with God? Because I really know just because you saying God, that don't mean anything. The devil says God. You know what I mean? The devil was in the garden. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if he a pastor, none of that. We want to see this man's spirit. I want to see, and I know y'all see the grays, right? Because the sun's shining on my joints, so y'all see my age today. But, yeah, so she called me. She called me and, she like, sorry, she like telling me about this guy. And she was like, she never really seen him in person yet, right? She haven't seen him in person yet. But he lived like nearby, close proximity, right? She haven't seen him in person yet. And she was telling me every time she tried to meet up with him, he'll be like, hey, we gonna do this on this day. And then when it come to that day, he'll be like, I can't do it, or something like that, or something to come up, right? And he'll keep changing it. And I was like, how many times he did that? She was like 4 or 5. I'm like, what? 4 or 5? So then I'm like, He got a relationship with God, blah, blah, blah. She like, yo, he a pastor. I'm like, what? He's a pastor? I'm like, yo, son, right? I'm like, yo, all right. So she telling me, and I could tell she like him. I could tell because the way that she talking to me. So then I think she was going to see him preach or something, right? She was going to see him preach. And let me tell you what happened. She got stopped in traffic. She said she got stopped in traffic for 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours on the way to the service to go see dude preach, right? Automatically, when she said that, in my mind, I'm like, oh, God did not want you to be there. God was protecting you from going, right? Automatically, when she said that, that's what I immediately thought. But I just let her keep talking, right? So I'm listening. She was like, all right, I get out the traffic. They tell me that it end. And then when they, then one of them, I guess somebody hit her up and all of that. And it was like, yo, it's over. So she said, I'm going to still go. So she went. She said she had to walk like 3 blocks or something like that to get to the church. And she said she had told dude, like, yeah, I'm still here even though I got in traffic. I'm going to still pull up. And then she was like, she pulled up and dude was like, all right, I'll see you when you get here. And then when she get there, she said she was waiting. And then he texted her and was like, oh, I can't get there. I got to go. And he dipped out. I'm like, yo, bro. So I'm talking to her. She like, he a pastor and all that. I'm like, okay. I mean, like, but he a young dude. So I'm like, immediately in my mind, I'm like, that's not godly at all, right? Now, I'm not going to say he a bad guy. That's not the point. It's not that he a bad guy. But I was trying to help her understand. I was trying to help her see. I'm like, yo, I could tell that you really like this dude. But at the end of the day, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what a real godly man does. For one, a real godly man keeps his word. I said there's something called integrity that you need to stand on and live by when you follow God, right? It's something of integrity that you gotta have. Like, you have to have. You understand? Like your word holds value when you can say something and then it shows up. You get what I'm saying? If you say something and then you prove what you show or what you said, or you end up doing what you said, that holds value, right? It holds weight. But I said, if you consistently say something and then you keep changing it, and when you say something and you don't hold what you said, right? I said your word loses value. You feel what I'm saying? So if I keep telling you something, but then I keep changing it, or I keep saying, yo, we gonna do this, and then when it happened, or when it's that day, or whatever, like, something keep changing. I said, your word starts to lose value. So now people not gonna depend on you. People not gonna rely on you. People can't trust you. People can't, you know what I mean, respect you. I said they can't put their trust in this person no more, because everything you say does not come back to what you said it was going to come back. It doesn't show and prove. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to tell her, I was like, look, I'm like, yo, if you want a godly man, you got to understand that man keeps his word. I said, now, it's okay to make a mistake, right? Somebody could say something and then something happen, blah, blah, blah. But I said, if it's consistent, that is showing you somebody's spirit. You know what I mean? That's showing you how someone is. Now, I'm telling this to the ladies. I want y'all to understand this, because y'all tend to fall for words, right? And I was trying to tell her that. I said, yo, look at what happened to Eve. How you think she felt? Let me tell you what happens when you say something to somebody and you don't keep your word. It's the exact same thing the devil did to Eve. He said, this is going to be good. This is what's going to happen. But did you end up seeing what was going to happen? Everything he said, you did not see. But everything God says, you end up seeing. I said, this is how you equate it to God. You understand what I'm saying? When something is consistent, the devil is consistent with lying, with making false promises, and then you see nothing from it. I said, but God is consistent, so everything he says, it shows up. You can't even think of a time that it hasn't. You can only think about what you might want that you didn't get. But when it comes to things that you need and things that's consistent to truth, you're going to always receive it. You're going to always see it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm telling her, hey, y'all, can y'all keep liking this up too? Get more people in here, man. I'm trying to tell you, I need y'all ladies to understand this, right? So I'm like, yo, I understand how you feel. And she's like, yeah, this and that and this. And I'm like, yo, let me tell you something. I said, look at this. I could tell you want this dude. I said, but why are you not? You got to think about the future. You know what I'm saying? Why? Think about what he doing right now. You ain't even met dude. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even met dude, but he over here saying something, making promises. Again, this is not me trying to say he a bad guy. He a young guy. So in my mind, I'm thinking he's young. So he don't know this. He may not fully know this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, yo, he's young. I said, and he doesn't have conviction, because she said she spoke to him. I said, if a man has conviction and he knows if I keep talking to her and I keep telling her things and these things don't keep happening and she keeps communicating with me about what's happening, he should be convicted to himself to think what I'm doing and what I'm saying is not holding up, right? So therefore, this can cause her pain. You know what I'm saying? This can cause her to feel away. You know what I mean? This can pull on her emotion. He should feel bad from that. That's where conviction comes in, right? This is where being integral stands out. You get what I'm saying? So if I know, yo, what I'm doing and all of this ain't coming back, and she communicating how it makes her feel, which means she has some type of emotion or feeling towards me, right? Then my conviction, God is going to come into play and tell me that's not right. That's wrong. This is affecting her. You know what I'm saying? And even if it's something I was to struggle with, then it's like, yo, I got to tell her. I got to communicate to her like, look, I know this keep happening. Boom, boom, boom. I'm struggling with it. Boom, boom, boom. But because I know how it affects you and how it may affect you even more, then we shouldn't talk, because I don't want to boom, boom, boom. That's where conviction comes in. You get what I'm saying? So you need to do that. You feel me? So dude don't keep his word and he ain't having conviction. Why are you talking to dude? Get rid of this dude. Now, she over here like, well, what if you text me? I'm like, look. Well, she over here like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she want to communicate to him about things. And this ain't me trying to tell her business, y'all. Right? This is me trying to help y'all. And the reason why is because I know a lot of y'all ladies do the same thing. I know this is a woman type thing. You understand what I'm saying? This is a woman thing. And when you don't got your brothers helping you do stuff like this, or your father, you know what I'm saying, who else gonna help? So I need to help somebody, because this is nonsense. You get what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, I did something similar like this when I was younger. Not exactly, because I still kept my word when I was younger. I was taught to keep my word. But the difference is I didn't know certain things affected women in certain ways. And then once I realized it, because I would be like, yo, I was being honest and I was upfront, but then I would still be around her. You get what I'm saying? And I would still have sex with the girls, but I'm like, yo, but we cool. It's just that. Because in my mind, I'm thinking like a man. I don't really care about you. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all know how they say, like, men can have sex with women and don't care. That's a fact. That is a true fact. That's how I lived. That's how a whole bunch of other people did, right? A lot of men, we're like that. We can be like that, right? We don't know why. I guess it's just in us, right? When we don't have that connection, we don't care about you. You know what I mean? So once I realized it after a girl told me, I remember it was two people. It was one of my friends that was a girl, and then it was the guy that was in charge of my dorm when I was in college. Older man. He was in charge of the whole dorm. And I communicated, and I was telling him, like, girls is acting crazy. They doing this, but I told him that. And he was like, you know you could be a part of that. And I'm like, what? And he was like, you know you could cause a girl to be away and boom, boom, boom. And then my friend told me, my friend was like, yo, but he was like, no, she was like, Rudy, the girl likes you, but you don't like her, right? But you're still around her and you're still having sex with her. And I'm like, yeah, but I told her that we just friends, so why is she bugging out? And my friend was like, Rudy, man, I know you told her. I know you told her, but I need you to understand that even though you told her that, you know, you got to think about women's emotions, and you being around her and still having sex with her is giving her hope. She's hoping that you will change your mind, even though she's saying she's okay with it. And in my mind, I'm like, what? What is that? What are you talking about? Like, because in my mind, it's like my word, as y'all could tell, my word holds weight, right? So it's like everything is my word. Like, it's what I said. It's communication. So I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I like sat down and I remember thinking about that. And I remember what dude said to me, right? And now I'm like looking back in the past and I'm studying, I'm like paying attention. And then I'm looking at my mans and them and how girls are with them. And I'm like, hold on. Maybe she right. Hold on. Because I don't really care. My emotions is different than hers. Hold on. You know what? It's crazy how these women, sorry y'all for saying these women, but that's what I'm talking about, right? That's what I'm saying. It's still all love. But I'm like, yo, it's crazy how these women, they'll feel a way towards you when you don't even care that much about them, yo. You know what I mean? And I'm like, how does that even happen? And then I'm like, well, women and their emotions. And then I'm looking at the past when all these girls liked me and I ain't like them. And I'm like, something is different here. Right? Because again, I grew up around all boys, so I ain't know about women's emotions and stuff. Like, we talk how we talk. We don't really, you know what I mean? We act how we act. I ain't know none of this stuff. So then later, I'm like, yo, you know what? Yo, that makes sense. I'm like, this could cause somebody to think something. This could cause somebody to feel away. And I was like, yo, it's dead after that. After that, I ain't want to do that no more. So now I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I had to apologize to her. I apologized to other girls. I was like, yo, if I don't like a girl, it's a dub for her. Like, I ain't talking to her no more. Like, if I don't like her like that, like, if we had a friendship, then I got to communicate and all of this, and I can't do too much with her, none of that, or else I got to cut it loose. Because I know what can happen, right? It's not that it will happen, but I know there's a chance that it could happen. And because I love having integrity and I can't have nobody looking at me like I done led you on or I done lied to you, or I can't do that. Like, I can't have nobody messing with my integrity or character. I don't even care if it's a woman, bro. I don't care how bad she look. Nobody can't walk around and say, Rudy did this and Rudy did what? You gonna say Rudy bad? You gonna say Rudy a bad guy before you say Rudy led you on? Because Rudy gonna tell you the truth even if it hurts your feelings. Rudy gonna dead this situation no matter what. You can't walk around. So now, it took me years. It took me till I got to college to realize that, right? So I understand how some men could be, right? And I understand how some women could be, because it's on the other side too, because the ladies aren't aware of it. That's the reason for this, right? A lot of women want to go off of what they want and their emotions. Ladies, let me tell you something. Stop thinking about how you feel. Stop thinking about how you feel all the time, because your feelings will get you caught up in a trap, right? And it's not even about, yes, Precious, I already talked about that. Men be emotional too, but this ain't that though. Men aren't led like how y'all are led. You understand what I'm saying? These men be out there doing that too. I'm talking to them too. We don't do that, bro. Shoot, I'll talk to them about that too. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm trying to protect the women. Ladies, keep your emotions to the side a lot of times, right? And that don't mean don't love people, right? That don't mean none of that. That means don't allow your emotions and what you want to lead you towards a man just because of how he makes you feel, right? This is what I told her. I said, just because dude there when he call you, just because he's there when you call him, just because he opened a door for you, just because he was to take you out or any of this, just because he was there when you was sad, does not equate to a godly spirit. Let me repeat that. Just because this man is there because you sad and you going through something does not mean he is a godly man. You think the devil won't show up? You think the devil won't be there so that you could cry on his shoulder? That does not equate to a godly man. You need to see the spirit. You feel me? Do not, just because it feels good. This is why I'm telling y'all about emotion. Just because it feels good, just because he was there and my daddy was never there, just because he answered the phone, just because when I'm walking down the block, he checking up on me, making sure I'm okay, that does not equate to God spirit. Now, that is a part of how God is, but that does not equate to a godly spirit. You understand what I'm saying? I really want y'all to understand this, yo. Because as y'all can tell how I'm speaking right now, I'm dead serious, right? I was upset last night. You feel what I'm saying? I was upset. I really wanted her to understand, like, yo, like, I understand this, man. You feel me? But let me help you see something. God keeps his word. I was like, does the devil keep his word? I said the devil presents something to you that looks good, that feels good, but what happens after? You actually don't get everything after. It's like an empty feeling after. And now you're craving for something more because it's like, why didn't this happen? Why? You don't gotta keep doing that with God. God presents it to you. And let me tell you what it looks like with God most of the time. God presents something, but most of the time it looks very hard. Let me repeat that. It looks very hard. God is like, oh, you want that? You gotta go cross that mountain, no? The devil will be like, oh no, you don't gotta cross that mountain to get there. You can just go right here. God is like, no, but you gotta get across that mountain to get that thing, right? And you gotta call on me to help you with it. Now, you looking at that mountain like, nah, that's crazy. Why I gotta go through all of that for you? Let me repeat how God looks. Why do I have to go through all of that for you when you looking at a man and it's a harder situation? It's not everything that makes you feel good. Now, I'm saying that because I'm that man. It ain't just like that with me. You feel what I'm saying? And I know a lot of guys like that. When you got high value, and I ain't talking about money, when you know your worth, your self-worth, and you have high value in God, you don't just give every woman everything. You understand what I'm saying? You don't do all of that. And that's when you got to do things that's harder. So dude over here going to tell you everything to make you feel good. Oh, yeah, we should meet this weekend and we should do all of this. And yeah, I got all this money. I'm going to take you out on trips and all of that. A true godly man going to be like, okay, we'll speak. A true godly man ain't going to be out there making empty promises. God don't even want us making promises like that. You feel what I'm saying? Because he knows your fleshiness can break that promise. And as a man of God or a godly person, you gotta keep your word. Your word is your bond. Your word has to hold value. God's word holds value. So your word has to match up God's, has to match up with Jesus. If you out here just saying stuff, bro, keep your mouth shut. Just keep your mouth shut, because all you want to do is make women feel good, bro. We don't do that sucker stuff. For the men that's in here, stop doing that nonsense, bro. For the ladies that do it too, stop doing that nonsense. But more for the men, because I know how women are. It don't affect us that much as men. You know what I mean? Unless it's consistent. But bro, stop doing that nonsense. Make sure you keep your word. Literally, that should be something that you practice. God is reliable. God is dependable. God is respectable. God is all of these things, right? Your word holds value, integrity. You cannot be moved. You got to stand on these things. You understand what I'm saying? So as a godly man, you got to understand that same thing, because it's the same thing with Jesus, right? Now, somebody may have to wait a little bit because Jesus, you had to wait. But at the end of the day, nobody could look at you and say, you're a liar. Nobody can look at you and say, you never do what you say you gonna do. Nobody can look, and when I say never, that doesn't mean that you're not weak. That doesn't mean that sometimes things won't happen. What I'm speaking about is a consistent thing, y'all. Consistent. So you could look at this man and you can see that he's consistent with keeping his word, even though he's still human and he makes mistakes. But he's consistent with what he says. He's consistent with holding this weight within the words that he speaks, in the things that he tells you. Even, let me tell you what a godly man does. A godly man protects you from himself. Let me repeat that. A godly man will even protect you from himself. And that doesn't mean that he will hurt you, right? But that means that based on how he is, or things that could happen, right? He doesn't want to lead you astray or lead you away. He'll protect you from himself. Not because he'll do something bad, but because of how he knows how it can affect you. You understand what I'm saying? So if I'm not into you like that, then why I'm gonna be going out on dates with you, take you out and trying to rub up on your booty? You know what I'm saying? Why I'm gonna be telling you I love you and all this other nonsense if I don't like you? Like, why? Facts, Mr. Ant. Facts. And if he was to ever make you feel like he disrespected you, he's gonna apologize. He's gonna feel convicted and all these. He has conviction, y'all. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So this is why you gotta understand, ladies. Stop just believing everything a man says. And I paid attention to my friend. Sorry, y'all, I got this stuff. The chapstick on my lip. I paid attention to my friend last night, right? Because I study women and men, right? Like, I'm in psychology, so I study the mind and how we think and the differences between men and women and when things are said to us and how we react and how it affects us and all of these things. And I always tell people, if you pay close attention, right, women always talking about what a man said. He said this, but he said that, but he sounded and he said. They always talking about what was said and how something sound and in the tone, and you know what I mean? So I noticed last night when I'm listening to her, she kept saying what he said, but what he said, it's what he said. And I'm just like, dang, man. So I'm over here like, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be understanding, but at the same time, I'm being upset because, bro, I'm not going to hold him to it too much because, again, he young. But even though I know Jeremiah was young, you know what I'm saying? And God says, do not say that you're too young, right? So in my mind, I'm like, well, God didn't say, you know, so that means you can be this young and be able to keep your word. But at the end of the day, I got to give him grace. He's young, and if you young, then you got to learn, right? But at the end of the day, I want her to know, if you're looking for a godly man, do not go towards a man who does not keep his word or is not trying to keep his word. Like, this is the beginning, and this man is not keeping his word. Like, are you serious? I don't care how much a man talk about God. The smallest thing to do is keep your word, bro. How can she believe you? How can she depend on you? Like, you feel what I'm saying? How can she believe anything if I can't keep my word now, and then later on, I don't keep my word? Everything that's happening in this moment when I don't keep my word is going to go all the way back. You're going to think about everything in the past when I ain't keep my word. You feel what I'm saying? How can you see God inside of me? Because if I don't keep my word, then when I say things, how can you believe it? How do we believe Jesus? Because everything he says shows up. We would not believe Jesus if what he said did not show up. You understand what I'm saying? How, Sway? How? So I'm trying to teach her and tell her, I'm like, yo, don't you understand? Or I'm like, you got to think about later on. If a man is doing this now and you not even in a relationship with him, what you think gonna happen later? Like, what you think gonna happen later? I'm like, always remember, a man's word holds weight, right? And it has value if he consistently keeps that word. But it loses value if he does not keep his word. So ladies, this live was for y'all. For real, for real. I really want y'all to understand. And this is what I told her. And this is what I tell all my sisters, right? I even make videos about this. I say, yo, instead of listening to a man's word, right? Pay attention to his integrity. Pay attention to what he does, right? Listen to what he says. You gotta listen. That don't mean believe it. Listen to what he says and pay attention to what he does. And see if he stands on everything he does. Or you see him standing on most of everything. It gotta be more than less. You understand what I'm saying? Because we gotta put the human in there. It gotta be more than less, ladies. So when I know y'all saying right and liking it up and doing all this other stuff. I'm being dead serious. Please get this in your mind. Please pray about this. Right? Because I know y'all hear me talking about integrity and keeping your word. Like literally, I try to live off this. I try to live off keeping my word. If I tell my daughter I'm going to be somewhere at 5 o'clock, I am going to be there at 4:45. Right? And I know I might be a little ahead of myself with this because my grandfather taught me this at a young age for the reason why I started doing this. But if I say I'm going to do something, I got to do it, man. How you going to respect me? How you going to believe me? How can I lead if you can't believe what I say? How can I protect you if you can't believe what I say? How can you see God in me if I keep telling you sweet nothings? It make you feel good in the moment. But then when it's time, I don't show up. I ain't there. I ain't keep my word. Like, come on, man. Like, yo, bro, I'm going to need you to learn. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to need you to practice this, bro. Because you can't be out here. Matter of fact, I don't even want you around me. You feel what I'm saying? In my mind, I mean, if a man want to learn this, I can help him. But if you like trying to be cool with me in my brain, I'm going to be like, nah, bro. I'm going to treat you like a snitch, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, nah, homie. I don't trust nothing this dude say around me. He's seeming like a Judas to me. You know what I'm saying? I can't trust nothing. I don't believe nothing he's saying. I know he's struggling with something, though, so he going to get grace. But at the end of the day, yo, nah. You know what I'm saying? If I let him know, and he go, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you got to let somebody know the truth. But if he go against it and all that, try to fight and argue and be mad sensitive, nah, bro. You on your own, homie. You can come back, but you can't be around me, homie. Like, we don't do that. And you represent. We're a representation of each other. So if you out here telling lies to people and not keeping your word, you making me look like you. I can't have nobody looking at me like I'm out here doing that. You feel what I'm saying? So ladies, be cautious. Don't be like Eve. Don't just believe everything you hear because it feels good. Just because a man opens the door, the car door, or a building door, that does not equate to a godly man. Let me repeat that, because there's a lot of y'all on here right now. I really got to tell y'all this, because that get on my nerves. Ladies, stop looking for nice. Look for God. Let me repeat it. Stop looking for nice. Look for God, because God is not nice like that, right? If God was so nice, God is kind. There is a big difference between kind and nice. This is why I tell people I'm not a nice guy. I'm a kind guy. Like, don't think I'm nice. Don't be fooled by that. Y'all should be able to tell I'm not nice by these lives I be doing in my videos. I am nice, but I'm not nice, if that makes sense. Meaning I can be, but it involves kindness. Like, I could care less about trying to make you feel good. I care more about trying to protect you and help you and love you and, you know what I mean? Then make you feel good for the moment. You get what I'm saying? Like, nah. Because I could have made her feel good on the phone. I could have been like, yeah, and you deserve, and you did it. I ain't say none of that. I'm like, yo, nah. I'm telling her immediately what I see in this man, trying to help her open her eyes, because I do not want the enemy to lead her astray, and I do not want her feelings to be leading her, and I want her to be able to see, like, yo, like, I understand it's the first man that talked to you about God like that, and it's the first man that don't want to have sex like that. He not on your body like that. But I'm like, yo, I want you to understand, just because this man not having sex, that does not equate to God. That is a good trait. That is a good trait. That's good. But that does not equate to God. Right? It would be better for this man to keep his word and still struggle in sex than it is for you not to have sex and telling sweet nothings. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Your word's still your bond. Your word is powerful, bro. I don't think people understand that. Now, again, like I said, he might be struggling in something, but at the end of the day, bro, ladies, man, even if the man's struggling, let him struggle by himself when it comes to his word. When it comes to his word, let him struggle by himself. That's if he consists, because that'll be somebody consistently lying to you. That's called, what is it called again? People pleasing, right? People pleasing, and you might struggle with that, whatever. But struggle with that by yourself, right? Because if you out here just telling people stuff for the moment, you got to get a hold of that, bro. Because you're going to really destroy a whole lot behind that. Y'all feel what I'm saying? Ladies, again, man, stop just thinking about words, or because a guy took you out on a date, or because he opened a door, because he talks about God. Let's go back to Genesis 3:3, because I always emphasize this. Genesis 3:3. Go look at Genesis 3:3 and see if the devil spoke to Eve about God. Did he not say God's name out his mouth like he knew God? God wouldn't do that. Did God really say that? Huh? Everything coming out of his mouth is God. God knows that you'll be like him, knowing both good and evil. God knows. I know him. Matter of fact, we in the same place, because remember, you got to remember that tree was in the garden. Like I keep telling people, I'm going to emphasize this, and since there's way more people on here, I'm going to emphasize it even more. Spiritual manipulation, that's facts, right? You got to remember, the serpent was in the Garden of Eden, right? So he was masked. A serpent is a snake. Snakes look like they supposed to be in a garden. If you saw a snake in a garden, you ain't going to be surprised, because it's a garden. It looked like he's supposed to be there. Let me repeat this. It looks like he is supposed to be there. It looks like he's familiar with the area. It looks like he fits in very well. So he looked like he's supposed to be there. So it looked like he might know what he's talking about, because he looks like he's supposed to be where we are. This how the enemy dressed itself up. He's a snake in a garden, on a tree. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gotta be careful, man. That does not mean the person is evil. Only if they doing it on purpose, that's evil, right? If they're doing it because they struggle in it, that's different. That doesn't make them evil. But you still can't be led like that, ladies. You can't be led by words. God doesn't just talk. Let me repeat, God does not just talk. And I want y'all to understand, ladies, I'm going to say this too, because it's a lot of y'all on here. Just because a man makes you feel good does not mean he's a good man. And sometimes, because people call me rude, right? People call me rude. People say I'm rude sometimes. They say I'm mean sometimes, right? But they be like, I know you're going to tell me the truth. And I'll be like, that's all that matter. That's all that matter to me. But then they be like, I'm very caring and loving, but they just be like, I know you not nice like that, because you're going to keep it a stack. And I'm like, yeah, at the end of the day, you know I'm going to keep it real no matter what if you come to me. You know what I mean? So that doesn't always mean that a man is going to make you feel good. And stop focusing on that. God is not going to always make you feel good. Because if he did, you wouldn't be going through the things you're going through. He wouldn't be testing you and putting you under the fire. Like Jesus said, you'll be purified under the fire. Jesus would not say you got to suffer for him to follow him if he was going to always make you feel good. So a godly man is not going to always make you feel good. And that's not because he don't want to love you. It's because you got to be strong. It's because you got to understand he has value. It's because you got to understand that he puts God first. And to put God first is not to put you first, which is going to cause him to do things you may not like in order to follow God. So it may not feel good sometimes. He may tell you like, yo, that wasn't cool. You should probably apologize to that person. You looking at him like, what? I should do what? Now you over here feeling away. But guess what? He's acting like Jesus. He might tell you, I don't think that was nice, what you did to me or what you said to me. But you want a man that's never going to say anything. And it's a godly man is not going to always make you feel good. Always understand that. And a godly man knows not to use words to pull on you too. You feel me? A godly man ain't going to just be telling you sweet nothings out here. You got to pay attention to that. I'm dead serious. Pay attention to that, right? A godly man has to be humble. He's not out here just telling you everything that makes you feel good. And if you feel good automatically from a man, all the time, or when you start talking to him, everything just feels so good. You need to talk to God. For one, you need to ask God about the man in general. Two, you need to talk to God after that, because you got to remember, man, you got to make sure. Right? You gotta make sure. You gotta make sure everything coming out of his mouth is true. You gotta make sure that his spirit is revealed. Don't just believe your feelings, but he makes me feel good. He says we going out. He's there for me when I go through things. He calls me. I'm not making fun of y'all. I'm just being funny a little bit. I want y'all to laugh a little bit. But he calls me. He makes me feel good. My daddy he does things my daddy didn't do. Look, yo, I understand that, bro. Trust, I really do. My mother was not nurturing. So when I get around women that's nurturing, I just be like, yo, bro. Like, that feel good, bro. But then I snap back. Like, nah, I don't play that nonsense. I don't care how she make me feel. I don't care how she make me feel. I need to see God in that woman. I need to see the truth in her. I need to see how she treat other people. I need to see if she got conviction in her heart. You feel me? Y'all need to make sure that, let me tell y'all, like I tell everybody, the number one way to see if the Holy Spirit is in somebody, they might say speaking in tongues. That's a lie. That is not true, because you could be very evil and speak in tongues. So let me tell you the number one way to really see if somebody has God. This will show you God, whether they are struggling or not. And that is a person who has conviction in their heart. The world does not have true conviction. The world is selfish. In order to be selfish, that excludes conviction. When you are selfless, that includes conviction. If you got conviction, if that man has conviction in his heart, and I mean conviction without you having to say anything to him, like, well, this makes me feel this way. But if he has conviction without you included, that means God is first. That means God has convicted him. Conviction. Somebody put up what conviction is. Conviction is when you feel bad or feel guilt about something that you have done and now you need to correct it. It's not condemnation, but it causes you to correct something. Right? Like example, if I'm talking to shorty and if I'm talking to a girl and I say something that's not that kind, right? I say something that's not that kind, or what? I'm trying to think of another situation. I say something that's not that kind, and now this could go both ways. This could go both ways. Yes, behavior modification. It causes you to look at what you've done. Causes you to correct yourself. It turns you back around, right? It like checks you, redirects you. Well, checks you, corrects you, and redirects you. But let's say I'm not being kind to a girl, or I feel a way, but I also notice that she a little sensitive, right? Or let's just say matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say that I wasn't kind. Let me say I'm being myself, like how I'm talking right now, right? Y'all see I'm mad, assertive and passionate and all that, right? So, but I notice while I'm talking to her that she a little sensitive in a way. My mind is gonna go, oh dang, the way that I'm speaking probably affected her. Let me go apologize to her and then maybe ask her, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, did that affect you? Is there another way that you want me to communicate to you? Because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want because I'm from New York. Like, I don't understand, you know what I mean? She might feel a different way. She might be extremely sensitive or a different way. I mean, so that might affect her. So that's me feeling convicted about how she was or how she could have been affected, and it corrects me. But let's say a girl tells me, like, Rudy, I didn't really like how you communicated to me, right? And I'm like, man, whatever, yo, like, you mad sensitive, right? And then I go back home and then I start thinking, like, yo, you know what, that was wrong, yo. I probably shouldn't have did that, man. Something told me that was wrong. Something told me and had me think about what she said, had me think about what she did. What I did, how I sounded, how I probably could have sounded differently. It corrects me. And then it causes me to, it checks me. And then it causes me to correct the situation. Someone who is not convicted does not care. Let me repeat that. Someone who is not convicted, they do not care. Here's another example. Here's a good example, matter of fact, for y'all when y'all on dates and stuff like that. If you are with somebody, because I always say this too, if you are with somebody and y'all on a date at a restaurant, how that person treats the waiter or the waitress. So let's say that person is like, dang, yo, this waiter's acting up. This waiter's acting like this and acting like that. Like, why they gotta act like this? And then they're like, no, I ain't giving them no money. And then they think to themselves and they're like, you know what? It don't even matter how I feel. I'm gonna still give them the money. They had conviction. You feel what I'm saying? No matter how someone treated them, it caused them to want to correct it towards that other person. It caused them to want to treat that person better. It causes you to think about someone else. If a man does not have conviction, he is careless, he is selfish, he is not thinking about others. And the reason why you have this conviction is because the Bible, Jesus Christ himself, consistently tells us, think of others, sacrifice yourself for others, put yourself last. Let me repeat that. The Bible says to put yourself last. Put yourself to the side. It says to love others above yourselves, right? It consists. I'm back. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? What was I talking about? I forgot that quick. Oh, I think I was talking about like conviction and caring, right? Yeah, so if that man, pay attention to conviction, y'all. This is why I don't pay so much attention to how you feel. And I'm going to keep it real. This is how a lot of y'all ladies mess up. This is how a lot of y'all mess up, man. And this is what I do. I'm going to tell you what I do with women. I'm going to tell y'all exactly what I do. I'm not the guy to make you feel good like that, right? I mean, I do make you feel good, but I make you feel good by how I am. I make you feel good by the type of person I am. Not because I tell you things to make you feel good, but because of the type of person that God leads me to be. So that might mean somebody asking me something and I'm like, nah. Or me telling them no. Or me telling them something they don't like, but at the end of the day, they appreciate it. And they know that they could count on me, right? They know that I'm going to be there. They also know I'm going to tell them the truth. I ain't going to be mean and evil to someone because we don't do that evil stuff, right? But at the same time, they know I'm going to keep it real and they love that. Why? And this is why I be trying to teach men like, yo, bro, Stop trying to be the nice guy. This is why I made the videos about being a nice guy and like Christian women, and people go, well, I like a nice guy. And I'm like, yo, man, y'all don't understand what the nice guy is, though, right? It's not about being nice. It's about being godly. It's about leading with God, bro. Like, stop. I wish I could just give y'all my eyes, right? I wish I could just be like God, like just be there. I wish I could just be there for y'all, like just read through it, dude. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, don't focus so much on feelings, man. I'm gonna keep reiterating this to y'all because I need y'all to understand this. Matter of fact, I hope y'all writing notes down or something for real. Write the notes down. Understand, don't just pay close attention to a man's words. Pay close attention to what he says. And if what he says comes true, if it shows up, this is what we do with God. Don't pay close attention to just how you feel. Don't want a man because of how you feel. Do not want him just because of how you feel. And also, I told my friend this too. I said, yo, you need to make boundaries around communicating with men, right? Again, y'all, ladies, y'all know I don't got no favorites, so it's no favorite to men or women. So y'all gonna get it too. The women gonna get the truth, the men gonna get the truth. You already know. I don't care about none of that. I care about protecting everybody and for all of us. But for the ladies, I'm talking to y'all today. All right, ladies, please create boundaries around communicating. Right? I told her, I was like, yo, you need to figure out things because you don't need to be talking to every guy, right? You need to have a boundary and steps towards like who gets access to you. You understand what I'm saying? And who you get to communicate with. As a man, I do this. Y'all get way more access to me on live than most women ever get in real life. Like, dead serious. I'm dead serious. That's how hard it is to get to me. I make it extremely hard. And I don't really do it on purpose. It's just like a thing that it's just how I am. But I want y'all to do the same, right? Because think about it. You think God wanted Adam and Eve or Eve to allow the enemy to get access to her like that? This is why he said, don't do that. This is why he said, stay away from that. Because then the enemy wouldn't have had no access. She could look and be like, nah, it's over. She recognized, nope, I ain't going over there. Nope. Somebody starts speaking to her, like, nope, ignoring it. Like, nah, you over here in the middle of the garden. I don't mess with y'all. I don't mess with y'all in the middle of the garden. I don't mess with these trees in the middle of the garden. Don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Get over here. I know y'all liars over there. I know y'all be lying. I know y'all just be saying sweet nothings. Why y'all tree look like ours? You know what I'm saying? Why y'all trying to be like us? You know what I'm saying? Like your trees is fake over there. Why y'all got the fake trees trying to act like y'all us over here? Y'all fronting so bad. Y'all want to be like, y'all want us to come over there, but we know what's real and we know what's fake. That's what God wants from us, right? This is what he wants from y'all. You got to know what's real and what's fake. And anything that is pulling on your emotion immediately, you need to pull off of it from a man. Especially if a man, like, I could come and I could flirt, right? I could come and I could flirt light, but I still won't pull on you like that, right? Or I still won't do too much because I know where the respect come in. I know where integrity come in. I know where all of this come in. You know what I'm saying? Like, shorty can't get to me regardless. It's hard. Now, if a girl could get to me, you know what I'm saying, then it gotta be, I gotta really see God in her. She gotta really have a soft heart. All of these things. It gotta be certain things in order for you to get that from me. And this should be the same thing with y'all ladies. It should be the same thing. Just because he got a car, so what? Just because he got a house, so what? Just because he make 100K, so what? Let me repeat those very same things because I know how the world is and how women be acting now. Just because this man got a nice car, so what? Just because this man make 100K, so what? Just because this man do all of these things, so what? And I'm saying this because I watched a video the other day, and this girl was like, well, how can he be a good man if he doesn't make this amount of money? And I'm looking like, yo, what? This nonsense. You looking at how much he make in his job as him being a good quality man? How stupid is that? And then I heard it again. Matter of fact, I heard it again, and I'm like, yo, women are really being lied to out here. Women really believe in this nonsense out here. Just because a man has a good job, went to school and all of that, guess what? I got a good job. Guess what? I went to school. I'm in my PhD program. That does not equate to me being a good man. That does not equate to me being a good man. That does not equate to this dude being a good man. I don't care what he make, where he from, what he got, none of that. And God don't care either. So why are you so focused on that? And that is because you are allowing your emotions in the world to lead your decisions and your thoughts. You're allowing the world to lead your thoughts and your decisions. Just because that man got a good car, just because that man got 100K followers, just because that man got 100K pay, just because he make 100K a year, just because this man got investments, he a real estate agent, he a basketball player, he a drug dealer, he a football player, and I'm talking about money, right? Just because money does not equate to love in your heart. Money does not equate to Jesus in your spirit. That does not equate to that. And I think y'all gotta be careful because God is gonna be judging y'all off of that. He will judge you. When it's time, you still getting judged. We getting judged down here. People want to act like you not. Yes, you are. There's a judgment day. You will get judged. Let me repeat. It ain't no you might. It ain't no you not. You will be judged on judgment day. The Bible says you will be judged for every careless word you ever said out your mouth. And the words that came out your mouth, came from your heart. Your thoughts. Be careful. You understand what I'm saying? If any mods in here, please mod the room. Please mod the comment. Please, just, you know what I'm saying? Just because I ain't paying no attention to it. But yeah, ladies, I need y'all to understand this. All this monetary stuff, that don't mean nothing, man. Look for God first. Look for conviction in a man's heart. Pay attention to the things that he does. Pay attention. I guarantee. Let me show y'all something. If y'all ask God, God, show me the truth in this man. God, show me if this man follows you. That's a good question right there, Lord, or a good prayer. Lord, please show me if this man follows you. Please show me if he's a man of God. Please show me if he tries to put you first in his life. Facts. He will reveal that. God will be like, okay, I'm glad you asked. Boom, situation happened. Situations are gonna happen, and then God needs you to see it. You gotta pay close attention to it, right? You'll be put in a situation with that person to see how they are, or he'll get put in a situation with other people so God can reveal it to you. He will reveal it. You just got to be able to see it. But if you're looking at money, God can't show you nothing because you're too blind to that nonsense. And I keep telling women, God is not money. Let me repeat that. God created money, but God is not money. God is love. So the very thing you're looking for in this man is not who God is. You need to look at who God is. Is love in this man's heart? Can you see this man willing to give up himself for somebody? That don't mean he always got to do it because things might happen, but can you see it? Is he willing? Because the flesh is speaking, the flesh is weak and the spirit is willing. Does he have willingness in him? Do you see him willing to give up himself? Do you see him willing to do what he said? Even if he can't do it 100%, do you see him willing? Is he willing to? Does he have conviction? Does he allow God to correct him? Does he allow God to correct him? You understand what I'm saying? Don't just think, oh my God, he makes me feel good. Oh my God, he's consistent. He texts me every day. He calls me. Oh my God, he opens my car door. I'm going to tell y'all what I do, yo. Y'all ain't going to like me. That's why I say I ain't a nice guy like that. That's why I say a girl like me, right? And let's say I'm around her, whatever. I'm not opening her door. For one, I ain't grow up like that. Two, I'm not opening your door. And I will test a girl that way. I will literally test women in a lot of ways. That's a fact. That's a whole fact. And y'all might get mad, but the Bible says to test their spirit. You will get tested by me. That's a whole fact. I am not that dude. I want to see. I'm dead serious. People, whoever on here, Jazz, she know me. They know it. You will get tested. I'm testing her because the Bible says to test the spirit. I'm testing her to see if she follows the world more. I'm testing her to see what she's looking at. So I will do little things. Well, I'm not really doing it to do that, but I'm actually being myself. I'm really this way. I'm really like this, to be honest. I'm really being this way. You feel what I'm saying? Facts. You go open your own door. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I told you I'm not the nice guy like that. It could be other guys doing that. But I will also tell men, stop giving every woman everything, bro. Because how you gonna see God in them if you keep doing everything, bro? You don't even know her. You don't know her. How you supposed to see how she is and who she is on the inside if you just giving everything to her, bro? You sound like a sucker, bro. I'm gonna keep it real. Like you sounding like a sucker, bro. You need to keep it God, bro. You trying to do all of this for her to win her over, but you need to see who she is on the inside first before you choose. You feel what I'm saying? Before you choose to see if you even like her like that. You need to see if God is in her, bro. I don't care if she go to church. I don't care if she read her Bible every day. I don't care if she in Bible study. You need to see her spirit. That is the very thing that God tells us to look at. Her spirit. I'm going to see your spirit. By the little things that I do, I'm going to pay close attention. Like even this, with TikTok, women not going to know that I do this. They ain't going to know that I'm on here putting up these videos and that I lead, that I'm leading this, that I'm in my PhD for like, I'm not telling all these girls this stuff. I'm not telling nobody this stuff unless I know you a little bit more, or unless you just happen to come across the live or my whatever, like, and then you ask me, then I gotta tell the truth. But other than that, I'm not telling you none of this stuff like that, because I want to see who you are. And I also don't want you just to go off of the things that I say. I want you to see who I am. You feel me? I want you to see my spirit. I don't want you to think, oh, he's a man who follows God. I want you to see if God is inside of me. So it's not just for me to see her. I hope you know that. And that's not just my prayer. Make sure y'all do that too. Make sure when you ask God about that man, make sure that you ask God to show you, to show that man your spirit as well. Please do that. I think God would be honored and think that is a very humble thing to do. You understand what I'm saying? This ain't got nothing to do with psychology. It has to do with the type of person that I am. And my gifts. One of my number one gifts is discernment. That means I could see through a wall. I could see your spirit and you won't even know that I could see your spirit. You feel what I'm saying? You over here, not you specifically, but whoever else. They over here thinking about how they feel. I'm over here trying to see somebody's spirit to make sure if it's God or not. Like if my man's over here trying to choose a girl, I love my mans. I love my brother. I love my cousin. You think I'm going to just let you? I'm going to be paying close attention to shorty, bro. And then I'm going to tell you some things, but if you're not listening, I'm paying close attention to shorty, bro. You feel me? And my sisters, same thing. I'm going to show you how to see somebody's spirit. If you don't want to listen, I'm going to pay close attention. You know what I'm saying? Because whether you like it or not, I got to protect you because I love you. You know what I mean? Now, that don't mean everybody bad. That does not mean everybody's going to be bad. But before you get head over the heels, head over your heels, you need to make sure if God is there first. That don't mean they're going to be perfect, but you still need to make sure God is there, right? Don't just be choosing someone and next thing you know. Because I'm going to tell you something else, y'all. I remember this girl some years ago, and we was cool, right? And she was, into God and all of that. And then next thing I know, I'm looking all on her social media, and she always in the club now. And I'm like, yo, what's going on, bro? Like, she told me that she wasn't going to be in the club like that. She had got in a relationship, and then she told me that she ain't want no guy that's like that. So then one day, I was talking to her, like, after they broke up and all that. And then she told me, she was like, because we was talking about women being led, right? And I was talking about, like, how I read in the Bible, I forgot what story it was, but God was basically saying, like, how women are led, right? Not even that you gotta be a leader. That women are naturally, unconsciously, emotionally, and spiritually led. Like, she's going to follow wherever she thinks something is love, even if it's distorted love. She's gonna follow that, right? Unconsciously, women follow. This is why so many women in the church. Women follow unconsciously. Men don't. Men are more leader. We don't naturally just follow, right? Women follow. This is why you follow to church. Wherever there's leadership, wherever you think there's protection, you're going to follow it unconsciously. So she told me, she was like, yeah. She was like, you notice what happened? I was like, what? And she was like, you see how I started getting in the clubs and stuff more now? And I'm like, yeah, I noticed that. She was like, because I felt love, and that was my man, right? So I started to do the things that he did. I started to follow him. But she had said before that she wouldn't do that. So the person that she felt loved by, right? The person that she felt respect or protection by, she started to follow the things that they did. You get what I'm saying? Just because of that. So ladies, you got to be careful, man. I don't think y'all understand how you naturally and unconsciously follow. How you think Eve was pulled? The enemy could not get to Adam. He could not say a word to Adam that'll pull on Adam like that. You feel what I'm saying? So what do you do? The next best thing. What do you do? The one who's led by emotion. The one who's led by feeling. Let me get her. Because I can't get Adam. Let me get her though. You know what I'm saying? So I could get to Adam after I get her, but I gotta get her first. Because he love her and he's weak to her, so now I could get her. But ladies, let me tell you something though. What if Adam didn't allow that to happen? And I know y'all don't like that word, but this is where I'm telling y'all how. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put this in there. Because I always say this too, but I ain't spoke on this. And then I'm gonna get off of here because I gotta finish my work, my schoolwork. But Adam was passive. And I know y'all don't like this, but y'all already know how I am. Adam allowed Eve to go and do that. Adam did not say, nah, we ain't doing that. That's dead. I love you. God just told me it's over. He said we gonna die. We not dying because of you. That's dead. And then she would have got mad and felt however she felt. And he would have been like, I don't even care how you feel, baby. I love you. That's dead. We are not doing that. Now notice how I said that. Some people might be like, well, it's how you said it. Oh my God. It's your tone and how you made me feel. Oh my gosh. Right? Would have got real mad because of Adam is like, nah, that's dead. How you feel. Let me tell you what a nice guy, people-pleasing guy would have did. He would have been like, oh, it's okay. You can go over here and do that. Yeah, trying to make you happy. Passive guy. This is why I said you can't focus on just a man making you feel good. Because just making you feel good will allow you to go astray, will allow you to make the wrong choices. And I'm saying allow. I'm saying allow, right? I want you to understand this because there's a reason why the man is supposed to be the spiritual leader, right? There's a reason for that. So he allowed you to do that nonsense. This is why this happens. Get what I'm saying? You gotta be careful, ladies. You need a man that's not going to allow you to make the wrong choices. He does not always think about how you feel and wanting to make you feel good. And are you happy? I just want to make you happy. God did not promise happiness. God promised to love you and protect you, right? God promised you everything but happiness. Happiness was not it. He said you can be happy, you will be happy at times, right? But he did not promise you that. He promised you pain. From the pain, right? You gonna go through pain. But I promise you peace, right? I promise that you're gonna have to go through this to get to that. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna go through this to get to that. So I need y'all to understand, you don't want to add them, y'all. Ladies, you don't want to add them. Pay close attention. Passivity. Somebody who always just trying to make you feel good. He don't put his foot down in other areas. You know what I'm saying? And make sure y'all look, because whoever watching this and hearing this today, y'all gonna be convicted. As a fact, y'all gonna be convicted. You think I'm gonna let Shorty just do whatever she want? Like, I love you. I chose you, right? I love you. I chose you to be with me. You're a representation of my relationship with you, but you're really a representation of my relationship with God. You think I'm gonna just let you? Yes, let. I'm not just letting this woman destroy my relationship with her and my relationship with God. No, we putting boundaries in here. I need you to understand my gifts. I need you to understand my purpose. I need you to understand my relationship with God. I need you to understand when I'm saying things and blah, blah, blah. Like, understand that it's God. And this is another reason why I say that man needs to keep his word. Because by me keeping my word, you'll see more of God. By me consistently showing up, you'll see more of God. But when I go against my word, how you gonna believe me when I say something trying to protect you? How? How, Sway? How you supposed to believe that? Y'all feel me? Now, this is for the Christian sisters, man. I want y'all to know this, man, because I really don't want the world, God doesn't really want the world straying, y'all. Right? Because everything is, does he make me happy? Does he do this for me? Does he do that for me? How much money does he make? What kind of car does he have? And all this other stuff. Right? But God is like, but can you see me in him? Does he have me? Why do I say that? And I'm going to say this too before I get off. Why do you need to see God? When you can see God, or a man choosing God, even if he don't make 100K, even if he's not a millionaire, even if he's not a basketball player, football player, rapper, whatever, right? A man who has God has protection and love. A man who has God and goes after God will literally have protection over the house, your home, and all of y'all. Because he goes to God. You think money, let me tell you something. The Bible says in Proverbs, there's a scripture that says money and wisdom can get you anything, but only wisdom can save your life. How many people choose money over wisdom? This is why King Solomon chose wisdom, and God also gave him money. Because King Solomon chose God's truth over money. He could have asked for money. He could have asked for riches. But he said, I want wisdom. Give me wisdom. God said, oh, you want wisdom? You want me? You can have everything else now. This is why y'all gotta be careful, yo. Look for God. Don't look for money, man. Don't be fooled by the devil's schemes, yo. Do not be fooled by this nonsense, by these lies, y'all. By your flesh, by your emotions, by the world, by your parents. Your parents will say this nonsense too. Your grandparents will say the nonsense too. Don't let them persuade you. Let God's truth persuade you. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Did this help y'all in some way? And if y'all got any questions, y'all can ask me before I get off. I'm about to get off. I gotta finish this work for real. I'm glad it helped y'all. I hope y'all wrote something down. Later, prophetess Quenisha. Oh, that's Queen. I didn't know that was you, Queen. What's up? What made me get into my major? Hold on. Let God's trust lead you. Took notes. That's good. I'm glad you took notes. Yeah, I see it's you, Queen. I ain't know that was you. Young man with no father, God is help. Hey, my father wasn't there, man. My grandfather was there, so I learned things. But I learned more when I got closer to God. Discern the spirit. Yes, look for the spirit, man. And here's another thing. Look for the spirit. And I think a lot of people get confused with the spirit because they think it's about feeling. Well, God just made me feel this way when God did this for me and it made me feel this and I just feel loved and feel. That does not equate feel. You understand what I'm saying? Make sure if you trying to discern the spirit that you literally understand the spirit. Understand Jesus' spirit. That is why Jesus told the disciples, y'all, follow me. His spirit said, follow me. To follow him, you had to give up everything. To follow him, you had to be willing to suffer and go through pain. To follow him, you had to die to your flesh and yourself. Literally, you have to give up money. You got to give up everything you want. So if you got a man that's following God, here's some key things, right? I'm telling y'all, these lives gonna hurt y'all a little bit, but it's the truth. And you stay in your Bible, you figure this out, right? A man who follows God, a man who follows Jesus, he's gonna be like Jesus, more like Jesus. The Bible says that the son follows the Father. The Son does what the Father does, right? That's Jesus. But if you follow the Son, then you're doing what the Father does. You're being more like Christ. Right? So that involves when you follow, it's going to be some pain in that. Well, this man, but is this who God is? But if God said this, would God be okay with this? Right? Would God want this? Your man don't want you dressing with your booty out and with your boobies out. Oh my God, he's controlling. Oh my God, he's possessive. Oh my God. But did you look at God? Because let me ask you the question. Would God be okay with that? If God was your man, would he be okay with that? I'm trying to tell y'all how to see God. And here's another thing. Girls be like, I'm trying to help y'all see because y'all so wrapped up in y'all feelings and I love y'all. But y'all so wrapped up in what feel good. So I'm going to keep it a stack. Don't come over here if y'all don't want me to keep it a stack. If y'all want me to be like these little sucker simp dudes that just gonna make you feel good all day. Because I ain't him. I am not that guy. Right? I ain't just here to make you feel good. That's a lie. I'm over here to protect you. And I want y'all to be able to see a man who follows God. And it does not matter how you feel. Right? Not what I'm saying. But I want you to know that it doesn't matter how you feel. Right? Because this is how you equate the spirit. When a man is acting godly or a man is acting away, Instead of saying it doesn't feel good, say to yourself, think to yourself, is God like this? Would God be okay with this? Is this something that Jesus would do? Is this something that Jesus would want his son to be okay with? Would God be okay with this happening? This is what I always say. I say, look at the man and then look at Jesus. And if you could look at that man and you could see Jesus, how Jesus is, not how you feel. Let me repeat that. Not how you feel. Don't focus on how you feel. The more you focus on how you feel, you will not see Christ. This is why the flesh is involved. The flesh is involved with how you feel. The spirit is involved with the truth. It is involved with God, what is right, righteousness. It is involved with protection. It is involved with the Holy Spirit. And more than likely, it's going to go against how you feel. So connect that back to that man. Now, here's the other part that I want you to understand, because some women be saying this, and men be saying this nonsense too. Women be like, but he ain't my father. Why you trying to act like my father? You know what I say to them? Do your father love you? If their father not there, I'm going to say, is God your father? And does God love you? Men say, I didn't have my man say this to me before. And I checked him on it. He was like, yo, she trying to act like my mother. And I said to him, like, do your mother love you? He got quiet real quick. Now, a lot of women be saying he acting like he my father. And I'm like, well, I want you to understand something. If you saying he acting like your father, then I want you, and I literally had to tell some of my sisters this. If you say he acting like your father, or excuse me, he's acting like he is your father, or he is a father, you know what I say? I'll be like, well, you know, this man follows God. And if this man is following God, God is your father, right? And God wants to love you and protect you. God wants to check up on you. He wants to see what you're doing. He wants you to stay in constant communication. He wants to do a lot of things that you may not agree with because he loves you. And I said, if you connecting him to your father or a father, don't you think this man who follows God, who is your heavenly father, who loves you above all, don't you think he's going to be more, he's going to have the spirit more like a father? Am I wrong? I know a lot of y'all about to feel convicted about this. Am I wrong? The Bible tells you to be brothers and sisters in Christ. So does not a brother follow his father? Does not a brother of your brother supposed to follow and do what his father tells him? So Adam was supposed to do what God told him. Adam only knew anything that God told him. This is why the enemy couldn't get to Adam. The only person Adam been talking to was God. How you gonna come over here and tell me a lie? I already know the truth. I stay in constant communication with God. You can't come over here saying this nonsense to me. You feel what I'm saying? So again, I urge y'all to pay close attention to how a man is acting. If a man allows you to do whatever you want, you need to run. Run from him. That is not godly. He is not godly. He is an Adam. He is very passive. He's a people pleaser. And he cannot protect you spiritually. He letting you do whatever you want. We don't do that. And I don't mean out of disrespect. It's just like out of respect. Like, nah, yo, we can't do that. Nah. Like, I'ma literally keep your mind on God all the time. So if you was to be like, yo, we about to go drink and smoke and all of this, for you to say that to me, you gotta be brave. You know what I'm saying? To say that to me, you gotta be brave if you my girl, because I'll be looking at you like, you must be out your mind. Like, I'm about to dub this girl right now. I'm about to cut her off. Like, you feel what I'm saying? But she knows, she would know. For a girl to be afraid to say that to me, right? It's because she knows that I follow God. It's because she knows this man ain't about to do none of that nonsense, right? He ain't about to do none of that. And of course, he wouldn't want me to do. Now, a lot of people be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, he won't let me, and he's this, and he's that, and he's this. Like I told y'all earlier, a woman will follow distorted love. How do I know? Because Eve followed the enemy. How do I know? Because women follow the enemy, the world that feels good, emotion. So you need to make sure that this man follows God, and a lot of times it will not feel good, and it will go against the world. Let me repeat that. It will go against the world. It will go against the world's ways. If y'all don't believe me and y'all mad because I know my God, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, I know the Father, and I know him so well that I know after this conversation in this live, some of y'all or a lot of y'all gonna go through something that's gonna remind you of what we talked about, of what I'm speaking about. And you're gonna have to make a choice. I know God so well, I know how he do things. I know when much is given, much is required. So now that you know something, you're gonna get put in it. So don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. Just remember this. And y'all might even be talking to some guy like that right now. You better ask God, is he godly or does he follow him? Like, is he just some, you know what I'm saying? Because you would hate to be married to someone who leads you astray because all they want to do is make you feel good. And you probably think that's the right way. It's not. It's not. It's not the right way, man. It's not righteousness. It's not the Holy Spirit. It is not Jesus. It is not God the Father in heaven. It is not. It is not. Love does not always feel good. Let me repeat that. Love does not always feel good. Ask children that, who can't do whatever they want all the time because their parents love them. It does not always feel good. It does not equate to happiness and feel good feelings all the time. All right? Now somebody asked me about, I don't even know if I want to talk about that. But anyway, y'all got any more questions before I get off? And make sure y'all follow me, please. Because I be going on these lives. I didn't even think I was going to go on live today. But this situation had me hot. Like, I'm like, you know what, man? A lot of women do this, bro. I'm about to go live right now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I save them, but they can't replay on TikTok, though, right? Right, Queen? They not like YouTube, right? I wish they was like YouTube. Like, they just save and stay on your page. Yeah, you missed the beginning. Tell her you in here again, but you unfollow me. That's crazy. On YouTube. Oh yeah, but I'm not recording this on YouTube though. I feel like you gotta do a lot of work to do that on YouTube. I gotta get my camera. I don't got a camera. You can get clips and put. Oh yeah, you right. Oh, you right. I ain't think about that. I might do that. I appreciate that, Queen. I didn't even think about that. How do you maneuver dating while abstinent? You got to be careful with the places that you go. You got to be careful with the people you're around. Certain things you got to get rid of. You got to be able to sacrifice a lot to do that, right? Because I feel like that's the hardest thing to do when it comes to the flesh. So that means you got to be able to sacrifice some things. Like I always tell people, and y'all gonna get mad at me. I'm gonna just tell y'all what I do, because you got to be careful, right? First, you need to create boundaries and all of that, right? So that's places you go, places you don't go, and all of that. But you also got to understand certain things that could cause you to do something, right? So yeah, obviously don't be letting nobody in your crib at nighttime, especially if it's somebody that you feel good with, right? Someone that makes you feel good all the time. Someone that you know may want affection from and all that. Don't be at the clubs like that. Don't be in the club like that. Don't go to the club, right? If you, like I tell everybody, that don't mean that you could control everything, but if you happen to go to the club by mistake, or something, you know what I mean? You need to be careful in there, because what happens is sin is created through your mind, right? Temptation comes around and then it creeps into your mind, and it feeds it. You feel me? So like me, if I'm at the club, now I ain't around women like I'm usually am, except for like when I'm at church. Now, so if I'm around women like that and their bodies is looking nice, you know what I'm saying? Body looking nice, she got her body out, she shaking her booty and all that. Shorty texting me, not texting me, shorty talking to me, she looking at me in a way or whatever, or just any of that. Now what happens is I start to remember things from my, you know what I'm saying? I start to remember things from how I was or how I used to be, or this feeling that I was around, that I wasn't around, and that long ago start to creep back in my mind. So I gotta stay away from things like that. How people talk, you gotta be careful with talking. For one, ladies, stop being vulgar. Don't talk vulgarly, right? A girl talk vulgar. If I see a girl talking and she talking vulgar, she automatically not considered from me. That's not ladylike at all. So stop talking like that. That don't sound like you a wife at all. Makes you look very bad. So if you talk vulgar, you don't need to be talking vulgar. You don't need to be being around or in a conversation with people talking vulgar. You got to be careful with that, right? I'm just talking about certain things that you got to do because it helps with your mind, right? These are things outside of being with the person, because these are all things you need to do to stay strong, right? Like Jazz said, yes, find a great church home. What else? Be careful what you listen to, because them Trey Songz will get up in your mind, right? Chris Brown, well, certain songs will get up in your mind. Be careful with the movies you watch, sex scenes and all that. Y'all think you strong and you talking about self-control. Self-control, you gotta have self-control. Oh my God. Okay, well, you been having sex for how many years? How many years? And someone who been on this journey and been doing this and been living like this, like, how has it worked for you? Have you tested yourself? Have you challenged yourself? All right, then you might want to listen to someone who knows about this, who fell, who girls is trying to throw themselves at sometimes. And I had to stop. I had to fight it. I had to stop. Certain things, especially when you're starting to not have sex too, you might have to stop even going around men and women. That's what I did. I was like, nope, there's women gonna be there, I ain't going. Nope. Women gonna be there, I ain't going. Nope, I'm out. Right? I won't show up. Right? Trying to like just stay strong. Like, yo, I gotta get this, man. I need to get this. I don't even want a girl looking at me, smiling at me. Any type of way, trying to communicate, you know what I'm saying? I need this. I need to be strong. So you got to do things like that. Now, when it comes to the person, you got to be careful. Well, how you talking to the person, you got to be careful how they talking to you. You know what I'm saying? You got to make it obvious that they can't be that way. You can't fall to it, right? And I know people want to flirt. It's okay to flirt. You could be flirty, like a funny flirty, right? Or you could eliminate it, especially if you just now starting. I would say eliminate the flirting nonsense, right? But if you've been on the journey for a while, I mean, I would say it's okay to flirt lightly, but don't flirt heavy. Like, don't be flirting too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, at nighttime and then asking what you got on and all these other things. Dude, come on your FaceTime with his shirt off. Get off the FaceTime. Get off and tell him about that. Shorty, if I'm on FaceTime with a girl and her cleavage out, you think I'ma just not say nothing? You think I ain't gonna say nothing? Y'all must think I'm some sucker type dude, right? I will say something. And that'll be a test too. Cause I will say something to see how she responds to it. You feel me? I will say something to see how she responds to me. See if she gonna allow me to lead. See if she gonna listen. And I'm gonna see what she gonna do. That right there is gonna show a whole lot. The same thing you should do to a man. If he show up with his shirt off, be like, nah, we can't be doing that. Like, no, I know you got your shirt off. I know you won't feel comfortable. But, you know, to be safe out here, we got, you know what I'm saying? I want us to blase blah. Like, we can't do that because I want us to stay strong. See how he responds to it. If he's like, no, I just got my shirt off. Like, why I can't have my shirt off? And cut him off. Cut him off. Because he not respecting it. And you see where his spirit at. But if he like, oh, yeah, you right. Matter of fact, I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know that. Like, yo, I got you. You know what I'm saying? So next time I know what it is, boom, boom, boom. Matter of fact, I appreciate that because you helping me too. And he know the type of girl he got that's going to protect him in that type of way too. You feel what I'm saying? You got to see if a person appreciates it. So yes, do that. That's dead. Right? All the touchy feel, if your number one love language is physical touch, be careful. Be careful. Be careful. I ain't saying don't do it because I know you need it to love and feel loved and all that. But be careful and make sure someone else is being careful. Get you a teddy bear or something, or a big pillow or something to go to sleep at night and all that. Right? What else? Y'all gonna get mad at me at this one too. Don't be kissing like that. Either don't be kissing like that or don't kiss. I don't kiss. So ain't no girl gonna be able to just kiss me. Right? I probably give off the vibe that you shouldn't try to kiss me anyway. But don't be, if you absolutely feel like you gotta kiss, and be careful, do a peck or something, like, because y'all gotta understand things lead to other things, y'all. Things lead to other things. Kissing a girl will have her feeling all types of ways, and that can cause her to be weaker. That can break her down. You feel what I'm saying? Literally. It's so many things that you could do. That's why you gotta be careful too with like emojis and all of that. I done broke girls down from emojis. You feel what I'm saying? When I say broke them down, that means, matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all the game too. Because I know I said this before, but I'm gonna say it again since there's 100 and something of y'all in here. I used to like, let me tell y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all the game for real. I'm about to tell y'all how I used to get girls quick. Like, I could smash quick in the past. Let me tell you something that I used to do. All you gotta do is like, you can't, just don't be on her body like that. That means don't be pressing her too much. But you, like what I used to do, I'm telling y'all the truth. I'm revealing my fleshy self. This is what I used to do, for real. I used to, like, you know, you be texting a girl, whatever. Like, you gotta sneak in there. So I just like say little things like, oh, word, you did that today? Oh, and you ain't think about me? Boom, boom, boom. Send a little emoji. The emoji got her laughing, got her breaking down real quick. Oh, he think he cute. Oh, he didn't see that. Boom, boom, boom. Little small emojis will have that girl ready to come to my crib. I don't think y'all understand. The emoji. Yes, baiting. So y'all gotta be careful with that. I'm dead serious. I don't think y'all know, like, I didn't have to do much. You could do the smallest thing. All you gotta do is be the guy who not pressing the girl. Don't press her, right? And then you saying little things. Like, y'all gotta be careful, man. And the reason why I'm saying this is because those little jokes and emojis make y'all feel good. So now you over here feeling good. Oh my God. And I ain't pressing you like that. And I ain't hitting up your phone all day. You wheeled in now. Y'all feel me? You wheeled in. You in now. Them dudes over there, they on you heavy. I'm not. But when you speak to me, it's lighthearted. There's little jokes here and there. I'm being dead serious, y'all. Y'all need to be careful. And then he want to see you. He being a little smooth. Like, I'm trying to tell you, I did this. That's why I tell people, like, I know how to get a girl off of emoji. An emoji. An emoji, ladies. You gotta know how to use the emoji. You gotta be slick. Now, you could be a smooth dude, but you can't. You can still be smooth and be godly. You just can't do too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't gotta be like, oh, word, you ain't do that, and you ain't wear that for me. You know what I mean? Like, saying, like, you ain't wear that for me, though. Right? And then she like, what you talking about? And then you send a little emojis. Like, you making her feel away off of the emoji. I'm dead serious. So y'all need to be careful out here, man, with conversation. Set boundaries with conversation. Set boundaries with how you speak. He could be smooth, but he just can't be doing too much. If he's smooth, but he not pressing on you like that, and he don't want to have sex and all of that, and it's not all fleshy, he's smooth, but he talk about God. He's smooth, but he really about that life. That's cool, because you know that he still ain't about to let none of that nonsense happen. Right? But just be careful, y'all. Set these boundaries with communication, with the things you do, and understand that man gotta have boundaries too. Do not get with a man if you're abstaining and he is not. If he not abstaining, why you with him? You know what I'm saying? If he not abstaining, then why are you with him? If he not abstaining, then why you feeling him? That's like walking. He like a walking temptation. Same thing for the fellas, yo. Because if the fellas on here, y'all already know. You think Shorty could get to me, bro? She not abstaining, bro? You think if Shorty is like, yeah. Matter of fact, I'm difficult. I'm a little bit more difficult. So if Shorty just started abstaining, like, probably like this summer, if she was like, oh, I ain't been having sex since like June. Nah, Shorty, you can't be with me. That's the, you know, I admire that. I think it's beautiful, but we can't. That's not gonna work because you ain't been on this journey. You not that strong yet. You don't understand certain things that you gotta go through this for a little bit. You's a baby. You a baby in this. You feel what I'm saying? So Shorty, I feel you. The only way, let me tell you, the only way that I would consider that girl is if me and her just friends, right? And we've been friends for like a while. And I already know when she started. And now we friends like a year on. And she's still been holding it down. She still ain't had sex. I see you, Shantae. She still ain't had sex. She been fighting it. Then I might, okay, she understands a little bit. You know what I mean? She been through things. Because when you start walking this journey, the devil gonna be testing you. Tempting you. You're gonna have to go through a lot. You know what I mean? So be careful. Don't get with no guy who don't be like, well, he could do it because he wanna do it for me. Nah, ain't no doing it for you. Ain't no abstaining from sex for you. It's you do it for yourself or you do it for God. Not for nobody else. And there's reasons behind that. I know how ladies be like, well, I think I can get him there. I think I can help him. No. No. He is the spiritual leader. Women follow. Y'all are naturally followers. Y'all naturally are led. He could lead you straight to the bed by accident. You feel me? By accident. So no, get with a guy who already been doing it and is willing to continue. That don't mean he won't ever feel weak, but that just means he know what to do and he know how to try. He know what to do. He know where to go. He know who to speak to. He know how not to speak to people. He know, you know what I'm saying? Like, he know. Any more questions, yo? Any more questions? Oh, it's some guys out here. And God about to help me get some more guys to be like that out here soon. Actually, women are true leaders. Oh my God. Look, man, we ain't coming over here dictating nothing, man. Mods, I know what it is. Please handle the people in the comments. Y'all got any more questions before I get out of here? Remember to follow my profile, cause I'm on live every week, multiple times a week. A man of God would never tempt you unless married. Off an emoji. I'm trying to tell y'all an emoji, yo. Y'all laughing. You laughing at yourself because of this women, man. That's a fact. Yeah, I'm originally from New York, Joy. I appreciate that, Cheryl. It's God the teacher. Hey, man. The emoji, man. Hey, man, I'm trying to tell you, the enemy will get you from the thing that you don't even know. Yeah, laugh at yourself, man. He's laughing at me, but y'all the one falling for the emoji. You think a girl gonna get me just off the emoji? I be looking at girls' joints. They be trying to. I be looking at sometimes when girls be speaking to me. I be like, yo, she trying to G me, yo. I pay close attention. I be like, yo, she trying to G me, yo. She think I don't know. She think she could get me. She's bugging. I'm the hardest guy to get. I'm hard to get. She gonna be over here struggling very hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, she trying to G me with what she's saying and how she looking. Like, shorty, I'm not like these dudes. I've been doing this, man. Like, you can't get me. Plus, I ain't out here having sex, so you definitely can't get me. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to get me, shorty. You better go to that guy. I gotta be the hardest, or one of the hardest guys to get. That's a fact. My friends be trying to, but Rudy. I appreciate y'all, but ain't no playing around. I'm tired of getting on, man. He gotta get me. God presents your wife. Yeah, that's a fact. God presents the wife, but women, hey, you gotta remember, Eve was right there by Adam, so she knew what she wanted. He just had to see her and choose her. You feel me? She's like, oh yeah, he's a godly man right there. Oh yeah, but she had to chill and relax. And then Adam was like, oh, she's bad. Oh, she got God too. Oh, that's my wife right here. I want her right now. You know what I'm saying? But she still knew the man that she needed. I'm gonna say need. Y'all ain't got no more questions? No more questions? Nah. They primarily women. Nope. No. Y'all let them know. For the people who know me, let them know that I ain't got no favorites in here. It's men and women. Plus, I'm about to start a life group for men that start next week at my church. Nope, it's for men and women. I am not these dudes that be on here talking about, well, you need to do this for women. You need to do that for women. Because I will be right up in here telling these women, telling y'all how y'all need to act, how you don't need to act like this, how you need to respect men, how you need to listen, how you need to do all of these things. The same way I'm going to be like to women. You need to, you know what I'm saying? I'm into the men. You need to do this. You need to. Nobody. There's no favorites. I don't play no favorites. I don't care about being liked by no side. So I don't play no favorite. Nobody could do anything to me. If you crucify me, then guess what? You heard what I said. You got a problem with me, you still heard what I said. At the end of the day, the way that I know things. I know how God is so much that I know if something affects you that I said that's truly who God is, then God is going to reveal it in your life. It had happened so many times where I told somebody something, or I was communicating, or they heard me say something, and they ain't like it, and then they come back and they be like, yo, Rudy, you know that's crazy that this very thing happened, yo. The very thing you said. Like mad times. And I'll be like, I told you. So I already know how God is. If what I'm saying is God's truth, then it will be revealed no matter what. So you ain't gotta like what I say. I know how God is. You ain't gotta like me either. I ain't doing this to be liked. I ain't saying nothing because I want the women on my side. I don't care if the women on my side or not. What they gonna do to me? What anybody gonna do to me because I'm on the women's side or the men's side? What you gonna do, bro? What you gonna do, shorty? You not gonna do nothing. You just gonna get God's truth and it's gonna be revealed to you, and you gonna be remembering what I said. And you're gonna be in that Bible, and you're gonna be praying, and you're gonna be talking to God, and your relationship with God will be stronger. That's all I care about. I don't care about making you feel good. I care about your relationship with God being stronger, and I care about protecting you spiritually. That's facts. And that's what I think men don't understand too. I think a lot of men that be out here trying to make women feel good, man, they don't understand, yo. I be like, yo, bro, like, you trying to make her feel good, bro. But if you keep it real all the time, everywhere you go, and people can see that you never change, bro, and you follow God, bro, she gonna respect you. She might even want you, right? She might even want you. But she gonna respect you, and she gonna know that you're a man that she can rely on, that she can count on. She can come back to hear what you said, even if she didn't like it 5 months ago, and it came true in her life. Now she gonna go back because she's like, hold up, he did say this, and that's crazy. Matter of fact, I might need to go back and listen. You know what I'm saying? I might need to. God gonna always reveal the truth, man. That's why I don't be out here lying to people, because God will tell them the truth about me. God will be over here like, I'm going to need you to tell them the truth before I do. Because if I tell them the truth, that's going to be bad for you. Even in a relationship, yo, you know what I'm saying? Got to tell her the truth, or God going to tell her the truth. And I would rather tell her the truth before God tell her the truth. Because now I'm the bad guy, and I'm this guy that you can't rely on, and you can't believe, and you can't respect, and nope. She gonna feel bad today because the truth is coming out. I'll hug her after if she let me. I'll tell her I love her after, but I gotta tell her the truth though, because my character, my integrity means more than how she feels. Yeah, and God gonna always reveal the truth. He gonna always reveal the truth. Always. We're never gonna get off and do your work. I was just looking for some more questions, but I ain't asking no more questions, so I'm off. I do gotta get off. But I do like talking to y'all to help y'all, protect y'all. That's why I be on here. But alright, y'all. Did this help y'all? Y'all wrote notes down, and y'all gonna take this, and don't feel bad about the guy you talking to and all that, ladies. Don't feel bad. Make sure you pray. Ask God for the truth. And look for the truth. Truth over feelings. Jesus said, I am the truth, the way, and the life. He did not say I am the emotion, I am the feelings, I am happiness. He didn't say none of that. He said, I am the truth. So you need to look for truth. You heard? Look for truth. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna get off. Make sure y'all follow me, because I'll be getting back on here. I might get back on here tonight if I finish this PowerPoint. And I'm gonna be back on here tomorrow too, probably after I finish my work tomorrow too, and after church. Alright? Oh, Dex, you in here, Dex? Oh, I thought my man Dex was in. Alright, y'all. Love y'all. I'm gonna get it, y'all.